So that's the build in action. Core of this build is Atziri's Rule Staff, which grants skill that trigger 2 of Atziri's spells, basically fire and lightning area spells. Both spells got buffed in 3.27, which should be noticeable. You can make build with this staff either on Elementalist and go fully into Ignite, or Saboteur like I did with hit damage and trigger bots that trigger 3 Flame Blast instead of 1. Let's start with leveling. Because Atziri's Rule Staff has level 68 requirement and is dropped from Uber Atziri, different build will be needed to level and early mapping. Really good option will be Goratha's Rolling Magma Saboteur. While you're free to use any Saboteur build for leveling, not rush with transition to this build, I recommend to do so after you get the staff and rings. To get the Taming Ring, you need to vendor 3 Barracks Rings, which normally is cheaper than buying the Taming Ring itself. In description, you will find POB for leveling, low budget and high budget. Now about low budget version. Uniques used are Atziri's Rule Staff, of course, 2 the Taming Rings, and Carcass Jack. Carcass Jack doesn't require 5 or 6 sockets. 4 is enough. That body armor is purely for area of effect, which you can change for some rare body armor or some unique body armor for more survivability. Rest of items are rares to cap resists. Get some armor and life. With a bit more budget, first upgrade should be Legacy of Fury Boots, which grant Scorch Aura which lower enemy resists and is ailment that increase damage you get from the Taming Rings. Tree is focused on crit, AoE, life, block, and power charges. Not much to talk about it. For Ascendancy, first should be Perfect Crime, then Like Clockwork, then Born in Shadows, and Bomb Specialist, which might be changed with one of new Bloodline passives we haven't seen yet. All skills and supports you can see in POB. Skitterbots used to apply Chill, Elemental Weakness for more damage, Frostblink with level 1 Arcane Surge for movement, for defense Flesh and Stone and Sand Stance, Determination, and Steel Skin. High budget version made mostly out of uniques, which might be interesting in this league with new graph system, which can change modifiers on uniques into their more powerful version. We'll see. First upgrade would be getting Yoke of Suffering, then Militant Faith Jewel for Inner Conviction Keystone. After that, you will need to get Ralakesh's Impatience with Graven Secret and Will Clash, which then allow to drop spell block passives in order to use them on Cluster Jewels. And then Cluster Jewels. Gems change slightly. Now, instead of Power Charge on crit, we use Immolate Support, which grant a lot of flat fire damage against burning enemies. Source of Burning is Infernal Legion support linked to Skitterbots. Arctic Armor is used instead of Determination. Overall better defensive option and cost less mana to reserve. Now that we get a lot of spell block from Will Clash Helmet, a lot of passives that was spent on spell block now can be used on Cluster Jewels. Large Cluster Jewel must have 8 passives, and Prismatic Heart with any of 2 notable passives. 2 medium Cluster Jewels with 4 or 5 passives, with Towering Threat and Vast Power. Vast Power passive has global limit, so with 8 power charges you get 24% AoE per jewel, or 48% in total, which is almost its maximum. Small Cluster Jewel with 2 passives and attack block, with Enduring Ward passive that grant 10% attack block and Endurance Charge generation. Lastly, the Interrogation Unique Jewel, which prevent us from inflicting Chill, Freeze, Shock, and Ignite, but allow to inflict Scorch, Sap, and Brittle. That's why we use Skitterbots that apply Shock and Chill. That's it for now. Maybe there will be video update on this build, but more likely I'll just update Mobalytics guide if so. Now check Showcase in T17 map. While this build should mainly be used for T16 maps, logbooks, heist, and maybe not so deep delve.
遗忘，遗忘都遗忘，去年的烦恼